I did everything right for 7 months. Protein, training, sleep, zero muscle. Then I found the one number nobody talks about. For 210 days straight, I ate 180 grams of protein every single day. I trained 5 times a week, hitting every muscle group twice. I slept 8 hours a night. My reward, nothing. Not a single pound of muscle gained. My body weight didn't move. My lifts stalled out. I looked exactly the same. It was infuriating. I was doing everything the experts told me to do, but I was spinning my wheels, getting absolutely nowhere. It felt like a sick joke. That's when I realized the conventional wisdom was missing something critical, a variable that determines whether you build muscle or just waste your time in the gym. So, I decided to treat my own body like a laboratory. I ran 3 different volume protocols back to back. Here's the exact data from each. I started this entire process at 185 pounds with roughly 16% body fat. My 1 rep max on the bench press was 225 pounds. For the first 8-week block, I followed a low volume approach, just 10 sets per muscle group per week. For the next 8 weeks, I jacked that up to a super high volume protocol, hitting 25 sets per muscle group. And for the final 8-week block, I tried something in the middle, a very specific number that I had a hunch might be the key. I tracked everything meticulously, my weight, my body fat, my strength, and even my blood work to monitor hormonal markers like cortisol. The results were not what I expected. They were far more dramatic. Here's the mechanism that almost no one understands. We all know you need to train hard to grow, but there's a razor-thin line between stimulating growth and actually causing damage. This is the training volume threshold. Most guys are on one of 2 extremes. Either they're undertraining, doing just enough to feel sore but not enough to signal real muscle protein synthesis, or they're overdoing it. And this is the part that's completely counterintuitive. You think more is better. More sets, more reps, more pain, more gain. Wrong. When you push your training volume past your specific, individual threshold, your body perceives it as a massive systemic threat. It floods your system with cortisol, the stress hormone. Cortisol is catabolic. It actively breaks down muscle tissue. It blunts the anabolic signals from testosterone and growth hormone. So, while you're in the gym, thinking you're a warrior crushing a high-volume workout, you're actually sending your body a hormonal signal to destroy the very muscle you're trying to build. You're creating so much muscle damage that your body can't keep up with repairs, let alone build new tissue. You end up in a state of perpetual breakdown, where your recovery is shot, your sleep quality tanks, and your motivation evaporates. Your nervous system gets fried, and your performance drops week after week. It's a downward spiral disguised as hard work. You're literally working harder to get smaller and weaker. That's the trap so many of us fall into. We measure our success by how wrecked we feel, not by the actual results we see in the mirror. So what worked? What was the golden protocol? Let me walk you through the data. During the low volume phase, the 10-set per week block, I gained about half a pound of muscle. It was something, but it was painfully slow. I was clearly leaving gains on the table. Then came the high volume phase, 25 sets per week. The first 2 weeks, I felt amazing. The pump was insane. But by week 3, the fatigue hit me like a truck. My sleep went to hell. I dreaded going to the gym. By the end of the 8 weeks, I had actually lost a pound of muscle and gained body fat. My cortisol levels were through the roof. I had proven the theory. Too much volume was destructive. Then came the final phase, the sweet spot. I trained with 16 to 18 sets per muscle group per week. This was the magic number for my body. It was enough volume to create a powerful growth stimulus, but not so much that it triggered a massive cortisol spike. The results were immediate and profound. In 8 weeks, I gained 4.5 pounds of lean muscle mass. My body fat dropped from 16% to just under 14%, even though my diet hadn't changed. My strength exploded. My bench press went from 225 to 255 pounds. I felt energized. My sleep improved, and my motivation was at an all-time high. My cortisol levels, which had been sky-high during the high-volume block, returned to a healthy baseline within 3 weeks of starting this new protocol. This wasn't just a feeling. It was quantifiable data. The exact program I used is at level 300.nl. This wasn't just about the sets. It was about how they were structured, the intensity, the exercise selection, and the progression model that kept me right in that perfect anabolic window week after week. It was the difference between fighting my body and working with it. I finally found the code that unlocked consistent, predictable growth. For the first time, my effort in the gym was directly translating to visible changes in the mirror. Every week, I was measurably stronger and more muscular. No more guesswork, no more frustration, just pure results based on a system that honors the body's real biological limits and capabilities. Every week you train without knowing this number, you are either leaving muscle on the table or actively destroying the muscle you already built. Think about that. Every single workout could be a step forward or a step backward. You could be spending hours in the gym, meal prepping for days, and spending money on supplements. All to either make zero progress or, even worse, Go in reverse. You're putting in the work, but because your volume isn't calibrated, you're signaling your body to stay the same or get smaller. It's like trying to fill a bucket with a hole in the bottom. All that effort, all that sweat, just leaking away without you even realizing it. You deserve to see a return on your investment of time and energy. This is not something you can just guess. Your personal volume threshold is the single most important number you need to know for your training. It's the key that unlocks everything else. You can have your protein dialed in, your sleep perfect, but if your training volume is wrong, none of it matters. You will not grow. This is the piece of the puzzle that separates the guys who get results from the guys who stay frustrated for years. You have a choice. You can keep doing what you're doing, hoping that eventually something will magically click. You can keep guessing, bouncing from one program to another, and getting the same disappointing results. Or you can find out the exact system that takes all the guesswork out of it. The protocol at level 300.nl is the synthesis of this entire experiment. It's designed to put you directly into that anabolic sweet spot and keep you there. I can tell you with absolute certainty, if you spend the next 90 days guessing, you will look back and regret it when you see the progress you could have made. Don't waste another workout. Go to level 300.nl right now and see the system for yourself.